Thank you again for joining Rich with Rich Baum Photography, Sacramento, California. We're doing tutorials to help with your real estate related photography, but we can certainly roll over these techniques to almost all aspects of photography. But today it's all about real estate photography. And recently I have started a new little feature. I'm still seeing if I can make this work because it takes a lot of my time up. But we are taking photos from subscribers and editing them in tutorials. So I'm going to take a couple of photos from a couple of people, and I'm going to start with one from Marcos Bernal. And he has done a really nice photo here, but we have some issues. And let me find the final image he did, where this is his final image, which it's really good. He's changed the aspect ratio here, so you can see that here is his flash shot, and you can see that he cut down the ceiling and changed the aspect, which I don't know if it really works for MLS, but you know, it's his choice and it's what he did, and I think the photo looks really good. I do see a few issues here. I still see the reflection of the ceiling back in here, and if we zoom in, you can see it is the lights bouncing off the ceiling. We also have a little reflection in here, but I think that's fine. I'm not even going to adjust that. But no, I think it looks really good. So he's done a great job here. We've got a good window exposure, although we are exposing for this, this air conditioning unit out there, but I think it's fine. And with that, we've got that view, which there really is no view. And unfortunately, we don't want to emphasize this view too much, because anybody who wants to buy this house will look at this picture and go, oh, forget the nice kitchen. When I'm doing dishes, I'm going to be staring out at the blank wall and this dryer vent right here, hot air vent. And anyway, the only other thing I will say as far as staging, I think Marcus has done a great job of aligning the verticals and the horizontals for a single point composition. A single point is when one that is going straight on, and it has to not only have perfect verticals, but perfect horizontals. So he's got it really nicely, symmetrically. Chairs are all lined up really, really well. But I'm not sure I would leave these two big items on the countertop of the island. It just takes away from seeing these. Don't forget, we're photographing the walls and the cabinets and the countertops. So it's kind of taken away from that. Also, it's a little low on the composition, because usually we tend to try and avoid to see under the cabinets, but this isn't so bad. And I guess the only other thing is you've got a little bit of shine on these cabinets from the flash, so I think we can deal with that. And the last thing is a little bit of barrel distortion on this end, but it's not too bad. But personally, I would cut off the refrigerator a little bit. I don't think we need to see the whole refrigerator. Anyway, so let's go here and take the flash shot first. And the first thing I'm going to do, this is straight out of camera, is I'm going to do my full bump special sauce, and I'm actually going to add in just a little bit of exposure. So that looks good to me. Now I'm going to, and you can see my full bump is just right here. It's really easy to see, and I think I've even done a tutorial on doing that preset. The next shot is the ambient, and all I'm going to do is lower the exposure, and I'm going to go back and forth between the flash and the ambient. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the exposure of the ambient just a little bit. And I'm also going to do something I've been doing lately, add a little bit of dehaze to this. And I'm looking back and forth, and this will match in pretty good here. I'm going to eliminate the blues, because I don't want the blues when masking in the blue. There we go, eliminate a little of that blue. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a duplicate, and I'm going to create a virtual copy. And I'm just going to increase the exposure for the ceiling part, so I can have a nice bright white ceiling. And I'm going to take out the vibrance and take out a little bit of the saturation. And I want to bring up my whites, make them nice and white. There we go. So I'm going to now bring in all three images. I'm highlighting all three, and I'm right-clicking them, edit in as layers in Photoshop. Okay, so I just wait a minute, and I'll tell you, so if you want to send me in some photos, we got to do it through Dropbox. And what you do is you take 2 or 3 shots, one ambient, your favorite flash shot of the set, and a window pull if you're going to do it in Darken Mode. And if you need to know how to do that, you can look at other tutorials. And you need to put them in Dropbox, and you need to share the folder with me. Don't send me the link to the Dropbox. Share it to rich@richbaum.com. RICHBAUM.com. Okay? Anyway, so those photos have come in here. And first thing we're going to do is highlight all 3 images. Here we go. And I'm going to go in and go into Edit and Align Layers, because there may be some movement in his tripod or his camera. I don't know. So Marcos, let me just tell you, I think you've done a great job here. I think we've got some shadow issues here on the flash shot. You can see right there we've got shadows. We've got shadows from the pendant. And again, I would recommend pointing your flash straight up, and then we're masking in the good parts that we want. So it's not too bad, and we can fix it easily. I think we got a little bit of shine on these cabinets. You've also got a little bit of, let's go in here, a little bit of shine in there, reflection there, but that's not so bad. Okay, so I'm going to bring this out, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just highlight this top layer, and that's my flash layer, so I want to bring it all the way to the bottom. Okay, and the next shot up is my ceiling shot, so I'm going to put that on top, and I'm going to turn it off for now. And this is my ambient layer, and so I'm going to highlight the ambient layer, and I've turned off the top layer, highlight the ambient layer, and now make a new layer mask, holding down Option and add a layer mask. So we got that going on. So let's start by, let's get rid of this this shadow right here. So I am on paint. You can see white, 6% flow. I'm on a soft brush with 21% hardness. You can try whatever you want. And let's just mask that out. See how easy that was? Super, super easy. Now I'm going to mask out the shine. I'm just going to get in that ambient there. And the ambient was pretty close. So, you know, it's not perfect, but I think it's fast and easy. I'm going to get rid of that shadow right there. There, and I'm going to get rid of that shadow in there. And I'm going to go down here and get rid of these shadows. I'm going to bring in a little bit of that warmth. I'm okay with it. I'm going to bring in now here, this is a choice to do for yourself. You can either, I'm actually just going to eliminate that reflection there so it's ambient. And it made the vase a little let's go back and see it. Made the vase a little black, but I'm fine with it. I definitely like the cabinet better. Okay, now let's go and let's just go over here and look at this refrigerator. I don't think we can make it much better. No, that looks worse, masking in the ambient. So I'm going to go Command X and Command Z and take that out. That's how you go backwards, or how I go backwards. Now I'm going to take out the shine in this cabinet right here. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do this twice actually. I'm going to start by taking out these shadows and the hot spot from the flash. But we've got just a kind of a dark ceiling. Okay. So what I want to do now, I'm going to add in a little bit of the shadow here. There we go, just here. Give it a little bit of depth, and maybe a little bit to the back of the chairs, but not much. Just there, there, and there. Okay, and let's get that in there, ambient in there. Good. Picture looks really good. And now I'm happy with my masking of that shot, but now I'm going to put in this one, the overexposed one, and I'm going to click on the layer, and I'm going to make a new layer mask, Option, make a new layer mask, and I'm just going to brighten up this ceiling a little bit. Remember, we made that exposure a little brighter. There we go. Good. Okay, I like it. Now, what I'm going to do, you didn't even have to do that. So, other thing I'm going to do is deal with this reflection in the window. What the heck are we going to do? Well, I think that if I was to mask in, let's go back to the other ambient shot. If I was to mask that in, I don't think it's going to look very good. It's not good. So I'm going to go backwards, and what I'm going to do is just take my Polygonal Tool. I'm just going to go here, 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 and here. Just selecting out the area. And you can do this to both sides. I'm just going to do it real quickly. I'm now going to flatten my image. I'm going to do Command F. Okay. And I'm just going to take my clone tool, 100% flow, regular clone. And I'm doing 0 hardness because I want this to mask in pretty nice. Soft brush. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is click on here. Bring this over here. And then just bring it over here. Do half for that. Let's do this. Do this. Okay. And then what I want to do is I'm going to deselect that. And I'm just going to feather it in. There we go. See, I'm using a soft brush so it can feather in nicely down here. And that's where I'm getting it from. There we go. Okay. And I think you could just spend all day on this if you want, but I'm going to go on. You get the idea. So I think that, and actually, you know, you do the same thing to the other side, but this is really nice. We're going to just get rid of the that big shine. And you could take it from any part right here. Okay? Anyway, that's that shot. And I'm going to take it now back, Command S and W, which is going to bring it back in Lightroom. And remember, make sure when you bring it back into Lightroom, a lot of people ask this, make sure you're on all photographs, because if you're on previous import, it will take your photo and put it on the back. Okay? So now I'm just going to get that photo. Excuse me a second. I have to find it. Now I'm going to go, no, I don't think it carried over the keyword. So, yeah, it did. Anyway, let me make sure I'm right here. Nope, that's not the one I just did. Here's the one I just did. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to here, close. I'm just going to cut off. I'm not even going to fix the barrel distortion. I'm just going to cut off the fridge there, and I'm keeping the aspect same. I'm locked the aspect. I'm going to bring in this right side just a little bit, bring it down here, and I'm keeping it there. You know, we're not completely perfect here. You can see it kind of, maybe if we rotated the image a little bit, I could do a lot better job with this in Photoshop, but if I move the rotation there, that's kind of better a little bit. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. So let's just go here and constrain crop, take away the crop and take away the grid. Anyway, it's not perfect, but I think you get the idea. So basically, here's my shot, and here is where is this shot? Sorry, I have to go back into the keyword. There we go. Okay. So we've got my shot here, I think, and then we've got his shot here. So he just, you know, did a different aspect. Oh, actually, this is one I completely did the window. So I played with this a couple of times. Anyway, I think that's good. So let's go on and do another one. And I'm going to do another one from him. And I want to take this one. Now, I haven't done this shot. And I'm going to look at them. Let me make sure that this is back to reset. This is right out of camera. So I think Marcos has done a great job with the exposure here. I think, look at the histogram. It's absolutely perfect. I think everything is great here, and I'm really not going to do anything except, boy, I want to get rid of this reflection. But luckily he's got an ambient shot. So the ambient shot is what we can take. So we can look at this. Now the only thing I want to do the ambient is I want to take down the highlights and remove the blue right there. Okay, let's look at that. That'll be perfect. And I'm going to take the flash shot, and I'm just going to do my full bump. Anyway, let's now highlight both the images, right click, edit in as layers in Photoshop. So this tutorial, this particular image, I'm not really doing much. I may just touch it up a little bit, but this is really how to get rid of the reflection. And you can do this reflection in mirrors, reflection in glass, reflection in all kinds of things. You see, this shot's going to be great to mask in because I think it's perfect. And this flash shot's really good. Again, he did a really good job of lining up the horizontals. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn close. But I will fix one thing. You can see he's got shadows up here. Okay, so we can fix that. So now let's highlight both of the images, and let's go into Edit and Align Layers. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, and you'll see if these need alignment, we'll see a little border. You can see the border at the bottom. So this did need alignment. Okay, now let's take the flash shot and put it underneath. Okay, so the top shot is the ambient shot. First thing I want to do is add a layer mask, holding down Option. Okay, now the first thing I can do here is I could do it freehand, but I want to just I like taking care of the obvious issues first. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my Polygonal Tool, which is super helpful. I'm just going to go inside this frame, and I'm choosing to go inside the frame itself because I think that the flash shot probably has a better frame than the ambient, but maybe not. I don't know. I think you're getting the point. Don't spend too much time on this. So I've got now again painting in, same thing, 6% flow, nice soft brush. Here we go. Just paint it in. Bam. 6% flow, you got to do a little bit of painting. You could have done 100% flow, easy. There we go. Okay. So let's deselect that and let's look at the difference. Wait, sorry. Here we go. Look at the difference. Okay, now let's zoom out and let's just take care of the ceiling. So I'm again going to be painting in the ambient, and I'm going to make my brush really wide. And it's actually bringing in some nice ambience. Oh, I actually like that. Let's go in here, go in here. Now you might not like it, but I sure do. Oh, look at it. It's adding life to it. And you're getting now a new shadow, which is coming from this lamp. I don't mind it. So let me get rid of this shadow up here. And now if you don't like this up here, all you got to do, whoops, let's zoom in just a little bit. All you got to do is lower your, make your brush smaller, and then go X and make it black so we're erasing. And just do it by hand. Yeah, I like a little bit of this, maybe not the whole amount. So by hand, I'm just erasing some of that. Now you could also, let's go back, you could also easily just take this here. There you go. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I've given you the idea. We don't need to do the whole thing. Okay, so I've got it on black. It's going to erase it now. Let's go in here. There we go. So you can do it as much or as little as you want. And I've used the Polygonal Tool to select it. You can actually almost go into Select, Modify, Feather, like 3 pixels is fine. That'll soften that up. So take away, deselect, and I think the photo looks great. Now the only thing I might do is I'm just going to go back and turn it to white, hit the X letter on my keyboard, and just go in here and mask in with a nice big soft brush. A little bit of sun coming in there, just adding a little bit of life to this photo. Let's go in here, back in here, bam, bam. And you can add as little or as much ambient as you like. There we go. And actually, I'm going to take out some of this shadow. It's kind of bugging me. There we go. Okay, good. I like it. Okay, we've done that shot. Let's go now into save. S and W, Command S and W, bring it back into Lightroom. And these horizontals could probably be fixed a little bit. Let's look at them in Lightroom. I'll see if these photos are coming in right. There it is. Was this the one? Hold on a second. Nope. I'm having trouble finding where these shots are going, so I'm not going to worry about it. So this is his end product, which you can see he masked in the ambient like I did, which is kind of nice to see. The only difference in his shot and mine is really his shot's great. I just took out this reflection. So Marcus, I think your shots are great. I would spend the time to take out the reflections in your glass. So the last two shots have had that. Now, let's go to another image by a friend of mine who has been a friend on Facebook for some time. His name is Jeff Wheeler, and Jeff's a great guy. I've been following Jeff, and Jeff's been following me for a long time. And I kind of took him under my wing for a little while, about 3-4 years ago. And here we go. So let's look at this. I'm just going to make sure that these are, I want you, if you send me a picture, send them to me straight out of camera. There we go. And now, let's just look at this. Let's look at the flash shot first. Okay, I think it's really good, Jeff. You've done a great job here. The view is really good. I think it's maybe a little bit dark for me, although your histogram is up in here, and it's looking good. But let's do one thing. Let's start with the bump. That really helped in my opinion. And this kind of makes it look, let's go backwards, makes it look, I don't know, more one-dimensional, but we can add in the shadows. So we look good here. I think this is really good. I think it's a nice composition. You're nice and high so we can see these valuable beamed ceiling and ceiling fan. I always like to leave a little bit of ceiling fan in here. I maybe like to go a little wider to see a little more of this, but this is 14 millimeters, so I don't think I want to go wider than 14, so I take that back. Anyway, we may want to move it in. It looks a little weird with just touches of that, but I'm not going to critique that or criticize that. So we've got this. I'm just going to increase the exposure. Let's go to 20%. Okay. Under a stop, so that's not much. Now let's go to the ambient shot, and I'm going to take out the highlights, and I'm actually going to bring down the exposure. Now the main thing I've got to worry about, I'm going to use parts of the exposure here in the chair. Look at the flash shot. I think that, you know what, this is a really good flash shot, so I'm not going to rip on it much. I'm going to, though, add a little bit of dehaze, and this is something I've just started doing this year. Let's go and go really lightly on it. But what it's doing is it's making it a little closer to the flash shot. Okay? And actually, I'm going to bring down the exposure down here. Okay, that looks good. So let's highlight both of these. And let's edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. And I think, Jeff, you did a great job with the, when this is coming in, I'm actually going to go back and look at in Lightroom. Let's look at, actually we'll do it in Photoshop. Look at here. What could we have done? Okay, let's bring the flash layer on top to look at. What could we have done? I think that the exposure is really good on the view. Could be maybe a little more, But you know what? I think it's really nice, and it definitely shows what we've got going on out here. Beautiful scene here. Such an important part of this house. One thing you may want to think about too is opening up, doing a shot with the door closed, and then just do a shot with the door open, and then you can just mask in the door. You can leave the whole shot, just mask in the door from one shot, mask out the door from the other shot. You know, try that too, because I think opening up those doors is an inviting way to show people what you got going on. Other thing too is I might have lost that box down there, but you know what? This is real estate and MLS, so I wouldn't worry about it. So we've got the flash shot on top. I want to bring the ambient shot. Actually, I want to highlight both images and go into edit. I swear I made a preset for this, but I don't know where it is. Auto align layers. Let's go in there and let's do the auto align, see if we got any movement issues with Mr. Wheeler. No, Mr. Wheeler, looks good, brother. Okay, so let's just take this and move it down and click on our ambient layer, and then let's just go add a layer mask, and let's just go up in here. Now, I want to see what this is going to do. So I'm going to make it white for paint. So I'm going to hit X. And I'm on 6% flow. I know I am because I've just done the other two images. So let's just go down in here and add a little bit of ambient there. Let's go in here. You know, it's not doing much. So, you know what? I guess this is a compliment. There's not much I can do to that flash shot. That the ambient is really, I'm actually not liking that ambient going in there. The color is different. So I might just use it a little bit here, a little bit here. Okay, and then I'm going to go hit X and erase it from, I don't want to even use it up here. There we go. Okay, so Jeff Wheeler, you get 2 thumbs up, man. Your picture was great. Not much I can do for it. So anyway, I'm going to bring it back in and give you 2 thumbs up. So I'm going to do S and W. And now I'm going to go and do one last shot. Let's see whose shot we have here. Let me go back into library. I'm trying to find out what we got here. This is Brian Scott. Okay, let's do Brian Scott here. So this is a flash shot. 2 flash shots with Brian Scott. Brian Scott is a fellow California shooter. And let's look at this. Now let's go and make sure. Let's go into develop Mr. Scott's photos. Let's go and let's make sure we're reset there, and reset here. Okay, so let's start the critique. Let's look at the flash image. Well, right off the bat, let's look at his settings. We've got 320 ISO, which is fine, 14 millimeters, which is fine. It's a little wide. F7.1, which is perfect, but we've got 1/113th of a second. That is causing issues. That is causing us to get this glare here. He actually wanted to know how to get rid of the glare, and I said the only way to get rid of the glare, you could try a polarizing filter, a circular polarizer, but for me, what I would have done is do what he did here. He did this shot to try and get rid of the flash here. I mean the reflection outside on the floor. But the only way to do that is to increase your shutter speed. So he did not increase. He only added light. So what you got to do is you got to increase your shutter speed and add the light. And then you just got to mask in your floor. And I have videos for that. And you would really have to increase this way up to 100, 1/100th of a second, maybe 1/200th of a second, and pumped in, maybe put 2 lights here and 2 lights here, so you're going to expose for this right here. So this was ineffective, so we're not even going to use this layer over here. We're only going to use this layer. So his flash layer, it's not really doing much. So what I would have said is to bring this up to maybe 1/30th of a second, maybe, and then you would have also gotten a better view outside. You'd be exposing for the view, And I can't tell you what that would have been, but maybe 1/100th of a second, maybe 1/80th of a second. Put in more light here, maybe a light right next to camera where you wouldn't see it in the frame, on the ceiling, and bouncing straight up and straight up. And then play with your shutter speed. And the higher up your shutter speed is, the more that's going to take over and overpower the ambient right there. So we're stuck with that, and I don't think there's any really effective way to get rid of it in post, because we're dealing with a parquet floor, and to try and mask it in is going to be challenging. It can be done. So we're going to do this shot. So let's start off by doing a full bump here. Okay, and let's go and add in a little bit of dehaze. That is going to help a little bit with, we didn't have really enough shutter speed to really make this sharp. So I really like it now. It looks good. It definitely could use more. I'm going to do one other thing. Let me go into the ambient here, and here's the ambient, and we're going to bring down the highlights. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is try a little trick. I haven't done it this way for you, but because we're going to be masking in the ambient, I'm just going to take the selective, I'm going to do the selective adjustment brush in Lightroom, and I'm going to take the exposure and bring it one stop up and take out the saturation here. I'm also going to bring it up to density and flow about 60%. Okay, 64, 60%. That's good. Got a nice soft brush here. So let's just brush in a little more exposure for the ceiling, right like this. And I'm exposing up here, but I'm also taking out some of that yellow. Okay. And let me now even try and bring down the saturation a little more. Okay. And now I'm even going to do another new layer. Same thing, to take this yellow out and brighten it up a little bit. I don't mind the yellow where the lamp is, although it's a little bit too much. So I've made the ambient shot. I've adjusted it so to the parts that I'm going to use here. Okay, and now I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to do another adjustment. Let me take down the exposure a little bit. I'm going to keep the saturation right at 0, and I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit here, a little bit here. Okay, a little bit there. And I'm just going to bring it down a little bit here. Okay. No, I didn't like that last one. So I've got that there. Okay, so I'm looking at my ambient shot and my flash shot. And I'm going to use some of the ceiling on the ambient and maybe a little bit of ambient here. But I don't really need, this flash shot has a lot of ambient in it. So I don't think we really need to do it. And we don't really need to fix much. We can fix the ceiling here. You can see a little spill from the flash. So let's go here and let's go. You selected both those images, right click, and let's edit in layers in Photoshop. Okay, so this is going to open up fairly quickly. And again, I don't think there's anything you can do later for this reflection here. The other thing I'm going to do is we're going to add in a little fire to the fireplace, which will be a nice addition to his shot. So looks good. Opening up. Okay. Now, let's highlight both layers as we did before. And also, one thing he did was he named his images, which is a lit shot and ambient shot. And if you're going to send me flash, if you're going to send me shots, send me them with the information there. Okay. And let's go into auto align. Okay. Here we go. Give it a second. Let's see how we did here. You know what? Doesn't look like we have any alignment issues. Okay, so let's click on the ambient shot first, and now let's make a new layer mask. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to do really here, this doesn't need much here. I would have liked to have fixed it more, but not much I could do with the ammunition that I have. So let's go here and make sure we're at paint. So I'm hitting X, gets white. Got the same settings, so we know what it is. Let's just go here and let's just brighten up this ceiling. Good. Okay. I think that's fine right there. There we go. And I'm not going to really do much because I don't think the ambient's going to really help this, because the flash shot didn't really look too flashy, didn't look flashy enough in my opinion. So let's just now flatten this. I'm just going to do Command F for flatten, and then I'm going to go into and make a new layer. So let's do Command N, which is going to make a new layer. I don't even have to name it. That new layer is going to be, oh, wait. Let me go back. Oh, crumminy. Let me go here. Okay, let's go get out of there. Let me see here. Oh, let me see what I'm doing wrong. So let's go, oh, select. Let's do Shift Command N. Sorry. I apologize. I'm just a guy, man. I'm not a Photoshop expert. So please don't hold me accountable. So I wanted to make Shift Command N for a new layer, and that's on top. And what I want to do now is to make sure that I'm going to do a, get my pen tool, and I've got path selected up here, and I'm going to zoom in. And I got to say, all you guys are so nice to send me little tips. People are sending me tips on how to use your pen tool better, because man, we're all here in the same boat. You guys know things I don't know, and I know some things that you probably know, but some people don't know. So anyway, you're helping me. So let's now do a pen, bam, bam, bam. I'm just gonna make it just a little, not completely even. Okay, and this is where the flame is gonna go. I'm gonna make a flame here. And then let's go, let's hit return. Oh, let's go, no, well, this is here. Let's go into filter. I haven't done it for a while, so I'm forgetting stuff. Let's go into render. Let's go into flame. Okay, so we made the path that the flame's gonna go along. And let's hit the flame render and flame tool. And I tell people, play around with this. Choose different widths, different angles, different intervals. I'm just going a real basic one that actually works for me. So I'm going to go, okay, it's going to do its thing. It's building the flame on the path, and it's coming in here. And right there, it's good. It's far from perfect. So what we want to do now is hit return or enter, because I want to lose the path. And then I want to hit Command T for transform. And now we can move this and angle it the way we want to angle, right there. And I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And now I'm not hitting shift, so I can move it each way here. Let's go in there. Let's move this back in here. I'm going to angle this just a touch more. There we go, a little less. There we go. Okay. Now let's accept that there. And now let's do this. Let's put, instead of normal mode, let's put it in screen mode and see if that helps with the transparency. Nope, screen mode didn't do anything there. Okay, so let's just do now an opacity. Let's take down the opacity of that. Okay, good. I like that there. Now let's go okay. Enter, and let's do fill. I want to take out a little bit of fill. Okay, now I want to I don't like the where it is. It's a little long. So I'm going to again hit Command and T, and I'm going to shorten up the flame a little bit, bring it down, make it a little smaller. Okay, bring it in here, maybe bring it back here. Okay, now let's always like to go out a little ways and see how it looks. You know what, I'm going to take down the opacity just a little more. There we go. And I'm going to transform it again and just move it down by hitting my down arrow. Okay, and then I'm going to hit deselect, D, that's Command D. And actually I'm going to hit up here, enter, or return, or hit that. There, I got it. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the flame. Hey, you know what? You could make a lot better flame, but I'm just here quickly. I'm always making excuses like this. So let's hit Command S and W, because there's one more thing I'm going to do in Lightroom with this photo. So here's the shot now back in Lightroom, and what I want to do is a couple of things. I might give it a thing called Final Bump. You can see the preset come in right there, Final Bump, a little bit of, I think that's actually nice. Little bit of contrast, little bit of whites. And am I adding dehaze? No dehaze. Already added dehaze, so don't think we need to. Now the only other thing I'm going to do is I might make this a little bit smaller because it's 14 millimeters. I don't think we need so much. Let's just go down in here, go down in here. And I think maybe if you were able to move a little bit to your right and pan left, we would have seen more of the fireplace, and we don't really need to see a lot of this over here. That looks like a little wall hole to the kitchen, but we could probably even edit it to here. I would like the focus to be more here. So this is just a judgment call. There we go. And you know what? I think it looks great as it is. I might just take out a little bit of the yellow. Let's take out a little bit of the yellow. Okay, a little bit of orange out. Whoops, went back. Just a little bit of yellow out, maybe a little orange out, and there we go. So I think it looks fine. I think, Brian, you did a great job. Anyway, I hope you have all enjoyed this, and you're looking forward to sending me more photos. So remember, if you got photos, you got to send me one ambient, one flash, name the files, flash and ambient, and a window shot if you have a window shot or something else you're doing. And then you need to put them in Dropbox, your own Dropbox, and share them with me at rich@richbaum.com.